What is your full name?
Show that Junaid is recording the call.
Yeah. What is your full name?
My full name is Akhtar Jameel Khan.
Do you know why your parents selected this name for you, or did you have a nickname?
Akhtar Jameel means beautiful. I think my parents selected. I was the first child, and also perhaps a little more presentable. That is plump or fat, something like that.
That made you look cute.
And I did not have any nickname. I looked cute, yes, probably. To them at least.
When and where were you born?
I was born at Aligarh. This is a city in India famous for its university, and the name is Aligarh Muslim University.
Do you have information about our family tree?
I know my father's name, of course. Name is Namdar Khan, and his father's name is Sardar Khan, but nothing much beyond that. My mother, her name is Zakia Sultana. Zakia means wise in Farsi, that is Persian. And she was a descendant of a very famous, very learned religious family of Indian Muslims.
Migration question. How did your family come to live there, and how long have they lived there?
You see, on 14th of August, India was divided into two states, Pakistan and India. And my parents migrated from their birthplace in India to Pakistan in late 47 or early 48. We, along with their mothers also, that is my maternal grandmother and my paternal grandmother and my younger sister. We settled at Hyderabad, is a big city in Sindh, which is a province of Pakistan. We lived there till 1970, whereafter I moved to Karachi with my family because of my official posting. So we lived at Hyderabad till 1970, and from 70 till date, we are here at Karachi.
What was the house, apartment, farm, etc. like? How many rooms, bathrooms, electricity, indoor plumbing? Were there telephones?
Yes. My house at Hyderabad was quite large. It was built in 1930 by a Hindu gentleman who was also a very big businessman. On partition, he moved to India, and the house was allotted to my father by the government. The house had two very large drawing rooms, four large bedrooms, and two kitchens, and two bathrooms, which were separate from toilets. So we had three toilets. That was the custom in those days. And then it had an annexie on the mezzanine with its own kitchen and bathroom, and two bedrooms, pretty big bedrooms, and a study and a large storehouse. And that house had it had the most modern flushing systems in those days, modern flushing systems, and indoor plumbing, concealed wiring, and a telephone. The house was later declared as a national heritage. You understand what's a national heritage?
So it cannot be removed or changed?
Yes, it stays as it is. It was like a palace, frankly.
Yeah, it was called palace.
It was called palace, yes. It was called palace.
Okay. How many brothers and sisters do you have? What can you tell me about them?
Yes, I only had one younger sister. Her name is Farzana, and she was a brilliant person. Farzana means wise in Persian. She acquired two master's degrees, MAs, in Urdu and another in sociology. And she secured top positions in both from the University of Sindh, where she studied, and she was awarded 2 gold medals for that.
Wow.
She expired in 2009, leaving behind a son and 2 daughters.
What did you do for leisure entertainment when you were a child?
Yes, my passion was reading. I started reading when I was 5 or 6 years old, and it has stayed with me since date. Till date, I am reading all the time. Besides that, I liked sports very much, particularly tennis and later squash. I remember playing squash with you.
Yeah, it was fun. What are 3 things you remember about school when you were my age?
There was a lot of pressure on me to excel in my academics, in my studies, and in sports and extracurricular activities. And you'll be happy to know that I came up to my parents' expectation almost always. Uh, this is the first thing that I remember. Number two, I remember passing my matriculation examination in first class, and I was also first in the school. So I was awarded a book, namely The Pilgrim's Progress. It's a famous book and is still in my library. And the
Wow.
thing that I remember when I was your age was summer vacations. Or summer, They were summer vacations. My father was a prominent lawyer of his time, and the courts would close due to summer holidays, which coincided with our school vacation. So we always moved to one of the several hill stations like Quetta or Murree or Aptaba. So these are the 3 things that I remember.
What were your chores as a child, or did you receive any money or an allowance?
But besides studies and sports, nothing else. There were nothing else for me to do. No, I did not receive any allowance or any pocket money. The reason was that in those days it was understood that if you give money to children, they are likely to spend it in wasteful activities. So I did not receive any money or stipend or
That
something.
still goes for today, I think.
Really? That's very good. Good
Yeah.
to know that.
What modern convenience or technology do you remember as your family acquiring?
I distinctly remember the first telephone that was installed at my house. That was the first thing. And later, a refrigerator also. So these were the 2 basic amenities that I remember when I was at your age, which were installed at our house.
What type of clothes did you wear to school?
Not many. The city of Hyderabad in those times was pretty conservative, so we had no fads, no particular fashion, no particular hairstyle. Life was simple then.
Yeah. Um, who were your childhood heroes?
Ah, yes. In cricket, Hanif Mohammad was a famous batsman for Pakistan cricket team. And then uh, a wrestler, a strong wrestler, his name was Gama Pahalwan. He was my hero too. And of course, the founder of Pakistan, Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he's still my hero.
One second. Wait, did I say? Do you remember any fads or trends from your youth?
Sorry?
Did I? Okay. Do you remember any fads or trends from your youth? Popular
No,
hairstyles?
there weren't any fads. Life was quite simple. The city of Hyderabad was pretty conservative, so there
Did
were
I
no
already?
fads. Sorry?
Okay. Did I already say that?
Yeah, I said that.
Okay.
You had
Wait.
already asked this question.
Okay. Wait. So, do you remember any important school rules?
No, you have to ask. Yeah, I remember. The only important rule was to be punctual, be in the school on time and in the classroom on time. That was
Like
the only rule.
common sense.
Yeah.
Um, Did you and your family travel? If so, what purpose and by what mode of transportation?
Yes, I and my family traveled a lot. Mostly it was during summer vacations to any of the several hill stations in Pakistan. Also sometimes during winter too. And the mode of transport was always by train.
Mhm.
By train. Yeah.
How has life changed since you were my age? How is the world today different from what it was like when you were a child?
Yes. The world has changed enormously since I was your age,
Mhm.
both qualitatively and quantitatively. Immense changes have taken place in the fields of transportation, communication, medical sciences, digitalization, basic sciences, uh, particularly physics. But unfortunately, not much has changed in humanistic terms.
Mhm.
For example, hunger,
Yeah.
pestilence, famine, injustice, they all
Mhm.
continue, and above all, might still prevails over right. These things have remained unchanged.
What world events had the most impact on you while you were growing up? Did any of them
Sorry?
personally affect your family?
Hello? What else?
Um, um, what world events had the most impact on you while you were growing up? Did any of them personally affect your family?
You see, the period between 1945, my birth year, and 1955, when I was your age, was relatively uneventful in terms of world events, and nothing happened during that period that affected me or my family personally.
Mhm. Is there anything you miss from the past?
I do. Only my parents. Yeah,
Yeah,
I miss.
yeah. Um, who has the oldest? Who was the oldest relative you remember as a child? Can you describe him or her? Is there family history
Yes.
that is interesting to know about?
Mm, I remember my maternal and paternal grandmothers. That is my father's mother and my mother's mother. My mother's mother was slightly dark and frail, but extraordinarily learned for her time. She was very learned.
Education.
My father's mother was heavy, well built, very, very fair with colored eyes. This, I remember them both.
Mm-hmm. Um, what do you know about your family surname?
Yes. You see, a surname is generally the last name indicating the tribes or a race or a family. Accordingly, in my case, it is Khan, which means I'm a Pathan coming from one of the various tribes from Afghanistan. My great grandparents perhaps migrated from Afghanistan and settled in India. So we are all Khans. And your mother is also a Khan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A Khan.
If you're a Patan, you're a Khan.
Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, do you have family stories that have been told to you that you remember?
Not particularly, except that I remember my father telling me that he was a freedom fighter, which means that he fought against the British to force them out of India. At that time, the British were ruling India, and then the Indians decided to push them out, and my father played an active role in that endeavor.
Mm-hmm. Have any recipes been passed down to you from your family members that you can share?
Not I particularly, but your mother's mother. Your mother's mother was handed over several dishes from her mother, particularly brinjal, which is eggplant, and biryani, which you like very much, and
Yeah.
several sweet dishes.
Mm-hmm.
She knows.
Yeah. Are there any special heirlooms, photos, Bibles, or other memorabilia that have been passed down in your family?
Yes, a gold medal and a gold watch, which was presented to my mother's cousin brother for securing the top position in UP, the largest province of India, on behalf of Queen Victoria. He secured the highest position, and these two things were awarded to him on behalf of Queen Victoria. Also, a lot of photographs and lots of gold ornaments from my mother's side and your mother's side, which is customary, and lots of photographs.
Yeah.
Notably, one where my father has his foot on a very large tiger whom he had just shot.
Wow.
The photograph is still there. If I find it, I'll have it sent over to you.
Okay. What accomplishments are you most proud of?
Accomplishments.
Like, you're
Proud,
happy that you
I
did.
know what you mean. Proud is a strong word. I would say I achieved three things for my country, for my government. Number one, spearheading the digitalization of the Federal Department of Income Tax for government of Pakistan. That's number one. Number two, building and commissioning the first large taxpayer unit in the subcontinent and in Pakistan, of course, for the Federal Board of Revenue. Three, building and commissioning the first office for collection of sales tax on revenue for the province of Sindh, and also the first sales tax office for such activities in Pakistan. So these are the three accomplishment, so to say, which I was able to do for my country, or for my government.
Last question. What advice do you have for me?
That's good. Be courageous with integrity and always take care of your body and your health. Right? Courageous with integrity and take care of your health and body.
Thank you for doing this interview with me, Nana. I appreciate the time you took to listen and think about the question and answer. I'm learning about history and social studies, and this helps me create a primary document. Bye-bye.
Bye.